What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing, man? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Now, what we're gonna be talking about is the fact that if you could think it, you could do it. Can't think it, can't do it. But if you could think it, if you could wrap your mind around it, if you can hold it in your head, if you can get the concept of it in your head, you can do it. Okay? Now, if you can't think it, you can't do it. And I really hate it for people when I see them trying to do it, but they haven't thought it. Thinking is the prerequisite of doing. You have a hard time doing something that you haven't thought about. But the things that you think about, rather wanted or unwanted, you find yourself doing. We got to understand when we create, we got to understand when we manifest. You don't get what you want, you get what you think about. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you think about. When you look up the word manifest means to make obvious to the mind. That's all it means. Manifest doesn't mean to hope for, manifest doesn't mean to wish for. Manifest means to make obvious to the mind. So what you gotta learn how to do if you want to start manifesting on purpose is you gotta start controlling your thinking. You don't gotta control your doing, because your thinking controls your doing. Your focus controls your doing. We gotta learn how to focus on what we desire. We gotta learn how to put our attention on what we desire. And when you put your attention on what you desire, the funny thing is you start to move towards it on accident. That's why they tell race car drivers, don't look at the wall. Don't look at the wall. Put your attention where you want to go. They understand that if you focus on that wall, if you think about that wall, you're going to go to that wall naturally. So one of the key things that I want you thinking as you go into this new year is, I got to focus on what I want. I got to think about what I want. Think about it. When you think about things you don't like, when you think about things that overwhelm you, when you think about how your boss treats you, when you think about that job that you don't like, do you got to try to get overwhelmed? Do you got to try to get sad? Do you got to try to feel down? Or is that the natural result of putting your attention on what you don't want? Have you ever tried to get sad? Have you ever got sad on purpose? Have you ever got anxious on purpose? Have you ever got depressed on purpose? Or did you just allow your thoughts to get away from you? Okay? But the dope thing about it is, if it'll work in this direction, it'll work in that direction. If your thoughts can get away from you on the negative side of things, guess what? Those same thoughts can get away from you on the positive side of things. You could become chronically depressed. You could become chronically happy. But the difference is you're going to have to allow your thinking to pick up momentum in this direction. Thinking is the prerequisite to doing. You're going to have a hard time doing something that you haven't thought about. And the reason that a lot of people fall flat on their face is because they're trying to do things that they haven't thought about. You got to control your thinking. You got to put your focus on what you want. You can't get what you want until you know what you want. Like we talking about how your thinking creates your doing. But if you want to start thinking on purpose, what you're going to need is a goal. You're going to require a goal. Then what you got to do is start thinking about that goal on purpose. You have to start thinking about NLP, what we call a well-formed outcome. Because when you don't got a goal, when you don't know what you end up thinking about is what you don't want. And the more you think about what you don't want, the more you're going to do what you don't want. But what people do is they try to change what they're doing without bothering to change what they're thinking, without bothering to set a goal. You got to set a goal so that you can start thinking about that goal. And as you start thinking about that goal, if you think about it long enough and hard enough, what'll happen is you'll start to work on that goal on accident. You'll start going to the gym on accident. You'll start eating different on accident. You'll start reading different books on accident. You'll start hanging with new people on accident. You'll start learning a new skill on accident. But you gotta have a goal. Because without a goal, your thinking gonna go to what's always been there. Let me tell you something. There's a reason why you close your eyes when you pray. There's a reason why you close your eyes when you meditate. There's a reason that if you come to me to get hypnotized, I'm gonna say take a deep breath in. That's right. And as you exhale, just allow the eyes to close. Why is that? Because I want you to take your attention off of what you don't want. I'm going to shut off that visual cortex. We're going to take your attention off of what you don't want, because in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the earth was what? Black, void, and without form. And from that black, void, formless place, what did God start doing? He started creating with his words, okay? If you want to be able to create with your words, the quickest way to turn your thoughts into things is to close your eyes so you can stop focusing on what you don't want. Ask yourself, what would I rather have? Put your undivided attention on that. And as you start thinking about what you want, what's going to happen is you're going to start coming up with good ideas on accident. You're going to get motivated on accident. You're going to get inspired on accident. You're going to find yourself meeting new people on accident. You're going to meet mentors on accident. You're going to come up with good ideas for your next book on accident. You come up with good ideas for your next song on accident. But when you're focused on what you don't want, you're going to get depressed on accident. You're going to procrastinate on accident. You're going to slow down on accident. You're going to lose momentum on accident. You're going to give up on accident. Stop trying to use willpower to control what you're doing and start controlling willpower to control what you're thinking. If you learn how to control your thinking, if you start thinking on purpose, you could be successful on accident. The last 7 businesses I started were accidents. I was having a conversation. I went, ooh, that's a good idea. I was working on a business that I already had, but as I was working on this, I just had another idea. So, ooh, somebody should do that. I'm somebody. I'll do it. You got to control your thinking. Everything that I'm doing now started with me learning how to control my thinking. I used to be in the military. I hated being in the military. I hated being in the military because I couldn't grow my beard. Couldn't wear my nose ring. Couldn't wear my earrings. Couldn't braid my hair. Couldn't do what I wanted to do. If I was in the military, I would have on camouflage right now. But what I had to start doing is I had to stop thinking about what I didn't want and start thinking about what I would rather have. My whole life changed when I started saying, I want freedom. I really want to grow my beard. I really want to wear my jewelry. I really want to braid my hair. I want to work for myself. I don't want my paycheck connected to how many stripes on my shoulder. I want my paychecks to be connected to my creativity. I want my paychecks to be connected to my passion. You know what? I don't want to work. I want to play. I want to get paid to talk about and do things that I would do for absolutely free. I want to be a clinically trained hypnotherapist. I want to be a hypnotist. I want to teach people around the world how to use their minds. I don't want to be a hypnotist, like stick people to the ground, and I can do all of that. But my original goal is I don't want to just like use hypnosis to play. I want to teach people how to use hypnosis to rewire their minds for success. I want to hypnotize people into being successful. Now you got to know, the first time I thought about that, the first time I started thinking that, it felt impossible. The first time I thought about it, it felt impossible. But as I kept thinking it, I started finding new books. Oh, book. I started listening to new podcasts. I started making new friends. I started hanging out in different environments. And the more I started thinking about it, and the more I started reading these books, and the more I started listening to these podcasts, then I started finding myself accidentally going back to school. If you would ask me, I ain't going to school. I found myself just, I don't know, I'm up, it's 3 a.m., I can't sleep. Let me just go look on their website and see. Let me just see how much it costs. Let me just see if the military pay for, oh, they will. Well, if it's free, you know what? I'm going to be deployed anyway. I'm going to have downtime. If it's free, I might as well. Like stuff, it went from impossible to I might as well. But it didn't start with me using willpower to force myself to do it. I used my willpower to control what I was thinking about. I used my willpower to keep thinking about it. What you got to understand is if you just keep thinking about it, what you're doing is you're restructuring your brain. And if you get enough neural pathways built, if you get enough neurons firing together, a belief is just a thought that you kept practicing. Do you understand that? That's all a belief. A belief is a thought that you kept thinking it, and you thought it so much till you had tons of neural activity around it. So now you don't got to try to believe in it. Your brain will believe in it for you. I kept seeing it in my mind. I kept imagining it. And as I kept imagining it, good ideas started finding me. Mentors started finding me. The name for my business found me. Everything started to show up as I learned to control my thinking. Your brain is a magnet. Your body is a magnet, and you are attracting what you think about. You don't get what you want, you get what you think about. I really want to encourage you to start thinking on purpose. I really want to encourage you to start thinking on purpose. But thinking on purpose is going to require what? It's going to require a goal. Knowing what you don't want is not the same thing as knowing what you would like to have. Knowing that you don't want to be poor is not the same thing as having a burning desire for a thriving business. Having a burning desire for more money coming in than going out. Having a burning desire to pay your bills with ease. You got to get from under the influence of this. You got to put this down so you can pick this up. You got to stop thinking about this so you can start thinking about this. And I'm telling you, as you start thinking about what you want, that's what these check marks represent. As you start thinking about what you want, you're going to start doing the things necessary to have it on accident. Be, do, have. Let's switch colors. Actually, let's erase this. Where's my erase? Be, do, have. Okay? Let's look at it like this. Okay. So there are some things in your life that you want to have. There are some results that you want to have. It might be money. It might be a relationship. It might be a car. It might be a business. It might be health. But there's some things that you want to have, right? But before you have those things, there's also some things that you have to do. Y'all tracking with me? Logical? But let me tell you this. Before you can do those things, it's a version of yourself that you need to become. You're going to have a hard time doing entrepreneurship if you haven't yet become an entrepreneur. You're going to have a hard time doing wealth if you haven't yet became wealthy. You got to understand, you got to hold it in your head before you can hold it in your hands. You got to be it before you can do it. So the way this works is if you be a little, you're going to do a little, and you're going to have a little. You follow me? If you be a little, you're going to do a little and you're going to have a little. Man, if you be a lot, you're going to do a lot, which automatically going to cause you to have a lot. If you be successful, you're going to start doing successful, which is going to automatically cause you to have success. But what we see people trying to do is they trying to have the success, or they trying to do the successful things without first becoming successful. You got to hold it in your head before you can hold it in your hands. You got to know what you want to get what you want. So the question that I need you asking yourself as you go into 2025, I don't need you to ask yourself, what do you need to do to have the things you want? I need you to ask yourself, who do I need to become so that I naturally do the things that I do to have the result that I want? So what you do is you figure out what you would like to have. What do you want? You got to get clear about what you want. If you're not in the community, if you ain't got your golden ticket yet, then you don't got access to this clarity exercise that I'm finna tell them about. But it's a clarity. I done worked up a sweat. Y'all working me, man. Well, I'm working me. But I'm working me as I talk to y'all. Let me see. Where this thing at? Yeah, let's get that out here. Get your golden ticket if you haven't got your golden ticket. Golden tickets get you access to our community. The golden ticket get you access to every Thursday. We do a Zoom workshop. We do a Q&A, and I do live coaching with the people in the workshop. You get access to our classroom. You get access to our courses. You get access to our hypnosis library. You get access to a lot of stuff with the golden ticket. The golden ticket is in the bio. But if you just learn how to be successful, well, Jay, how do I be successful? Well, you got to start thinking about success. You got to start putting your mind on successful things. You got to take your mind off of what you don't want. Guys, when you look up the word manifest, did you know that the word manifest means to make obvious to the eye or the mind? Manifest does not mean to hope for. Manifest does not mean to wish for. It means to make obvious to your mind. Once you make it obvious to your mind, you start moving toward it on accident. You got to understand the subconscious mind works by what we call deductive reasoning. It doesn't work by inductive reasoning. The subconscious mind treats a feeling like a fact. I'm going to say it again. The subconscious mind treats a feeling like a fact. You got to look at how your feelings become your I am. When you feel tired, what do you say? I'm tired. Right? When you feel bored, what do you say? I'm bored. Right? When you feel like a failure, you say, I'm a failure. You see how your feelings are becoming your sense of self? What you think will happen when you learn how to feel successful? What you think will happen when you learn how to feel rich? What you think gonna learn when you have what you think will happen when you learn how to feel healthy. You got to learn how to control your feelings. You got to get in the habit of telling your thoughts what to think and telling your feelings what to feel. Stop trying to control what you're doing. You can't control what you're doing. What you got to do is control what you think and realize that your thoughts give birth to your feelings and your feelings give birth to your actions. You got to start thinking about successful things. You got to get from under the influence of what you want. I know you don't like that job. I know they're not treating you right. I know they overworking you and underpaying you. But in order to get what you want, you got to stop thinking about that and start thinking about what you want. Ask yourself the magic question. Jay, what's the magic question? What do I want? What would I rather have? Okay? What would I rather have? Now, I see a lot of new names in here. Are y'all familiar with what I call the 5 C's? Y'all familiar with clarity? That's the first C, because you can't get what you want till you know what you want. Now that you get your clarity, you got to get calibrated. What's calibration? Putting your attention on it. When you calibrate to a sad movie, you don't got to try to laugh. That's what I mean, you can you diabolical if you watching sad movies laughing. But when you calibrate to a sad movie, you don't got to try to get sad. When you calibrate to a funny movie, you don't got to try to laugh. When you calibrate to what you don't want, when you calibrate to that job that you can't stand, when you calibrate to that relationship that you can't stand, you don't got to try to feel overwhelmed. You don't got to try to feel depressed. You don't got to try to feel like you can't do it. But at the same time, when you get clear about what you want, you know what you want, you can articulate what you want, and you start calibrating to what you want, you don't got to try to feel inspired. You don't got to try to feel creative. You don't got to try to feel confident. You don't got to try to feel like doing it. That's the natural result of calibrating to what you want. And what you do is you keep calibrating until you accidentally become confident. That's the recipe for confidence, by the way. A lot of times people reach out to me and they think they have a confidence problem, and what they really got is a clarity problem. Confidence is your belief in your ability to achieve a specific outcome, right? If you don't know what the specific outcome is, how are you going to be confident in it? So a lot of times people go, Coach Jay, man, I just don't have confidence. And I go, what do you want? And they'll go, well, I just don't want. I didn't ask you what you didn't want. What do you want? Well, man, you know, I don't know. Because if you wanted what I wanted, you want to be a hypnotist. You want to be a coach. You don't want what I don't know what you want. What do you want? So you thinking you got a confidence problem. You thinking you got a consistency problem. You thinking you got a discipline problem. No, what you got is a lack of clarity problem. You trying to hit a target that don't exist, and you wondering why you anxious. You trying to hit a target that don't exist, and you wondering why you depressed. Well, you depressed because you putting in a lot of work. You running as hard as you can, but you on a treadmill. So you exerting all this energy, and you're not going nowhere. And you're going, but Jay, you don't understand. I'm trying. I read Think and Grow Rich. You don't understand. I'm trying. I went to the workshop. You don't understand. I'm trying. I'm going. Listen, you calibrated to the wrong thing. The worst thing I can do for you right now is understand where you come from. You don't want me to calibrate to you. You want to calibrate to this. Okay? You don't want me to jump. If you in quicksand and I pass by and you say, man, I'm so glad you're here, and I jump into quicksand with you, you're going to be like, you idiot. You don't want me to jump into quicksand with you. You want me to hold a rope and pull you out of the sand. We're not going to calibrate to what we don't want. We're going to follow the 5 C's. We're going to get clear about what we want. Because we can't get what we want until we know what we want. Imagine what would happen. It didn't get hot in here. Imagine what would happen if you got in a taxi and you said, don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. Don't take me to church. I don't trust those pastors. Don't take me to the post office. I ain't got nothing to mail. Don't take me over there. What would happen if you just got in a taxi and started giving the driver a list of places that you didn't want to go? Let me tell you what would happen if I was driving the taxi. If you got in the back of my taxi and started telling me a list of places that you didn't want to go, I would get on the highway and not take you to those places that you don't want to go. You're going to owe me $50. I'm going to keep driving. You're going to owe me $100. I'm going to keep driving. You're going to owe me $150. I'm going to keep driving. You're going to owe me $200. I'm going to keep driving. The only thing I'm doing is taking you nowhere. Because the only thing you told me is where you didn't want to go. When you could have got in my taxi, told me exactly where you want to go, and I probably could have took you for $20. Now you owe me $300. The only thing I did is took you in circles around the city. And that's what a lot of these coaches, That's a lot of these therapists. That's what a lot of these gurus doing right in your face. They selling you book after book. They selling you course after course. They selling you program after program without ever making you sit down and getting clear about what does success look like. So you done read all the books, you done been to all the courses, you done been to all the workshops, and you think it's just not meant to be. You thinking that the stuff don't work. The stuff work, but you got to have clarity to apply the stuff to. You can't get what you want until you know what you want. Does that make sense? That's why the first C is clarity. How I'm going to be confident when I don't know what I want? How I'm going to be disciplined when I don't know what I want? How I'm going to be consistent when I don't know what I want? It's why I'm procrastinating. I'm procrastinating because I'm confused. I'm procrastinating because I'm all over the place. I'm procrastinating because one day I'm an entrepreneur, the next day I'm a speaker, the next day I'm a author, the next day I'm a musician, the next day I'm procrastinating because I'm confused. I'm procrastinating because I'm tired. I'm procrastinating because I've tried everything already and none is it working, so I feel stupid when I'm still trying. Do yourself a favor and get clarity, sweetheart. Get clear about what you want. Get clear about what you want. Get your golden ticket. If you get in our community, there's a 35 module workshop on clarity. And it's 35 modules, but each module is short. Each module is 5 minutes or less. I make the module short on purpose, but I spread it out to make it digestible. The golden tickets, they're in my bio, or you can go to iCoachBosses.com. But you got to get clarity. You can't get what you want till you know what you want. It's not enough to say, hey, I want to lose some weight. If you came to me and you say, hey, Coach Jay, I really want to lose 100 pounds. If you came to me and say, hey, Coach Jay, I really want to lose some weight. I'm going to say, how much weight you want to lose? You want to lose 100 pounds? Okay. What size shirt are you going to wear when you lose 100 pounds? What size jeans are you going to wear when you lose 100 pounds? When you lose 100 pounds, what number are you going to see when you stand on the scale? Okay. Now, when you're standing on the scale and you're seeing that number, I want you to imagine you got a scale at your house. Describe that scale to me. Okay, so it's a clear scale with 2 silver strips on it with some red digital numbers. I want you to imagine standing on that scale. I want you to feel that scale under your foot, not your head when you can become aware of that scale. Look down and see that number. Can you see that number? Yep. Now, if I'm looking at you, what's going to happen when you imagine seeing that number? Your body, your shoulders going to naturally go back. Your chest going to naturally go out. Your chin going to, your confidence going to instantly go up when you imagine seeing a number on your scale, because you got a part of the brain called the thalamus that can't tell the difference between reality and something that you imagine vividly. So when we feed your thalamus the information that you weigh, insert that number, your thalamus gonna say, hey brain, hey amygdala, shut up, relax, no, nothing to be stressed about here. Hey frontal lobe, you've been doing a good job, thanks for those ideas. You're gonna start getting in alignment with what you want for probably the first time ever for most people. They calibrating to what they want for the first time ever, because up to this point, you've been calibrating to not wanting to be fat. You've been calibrating to not wanting to be broke. You've been calibrating to not wanting to be stressed out. You've been calibrating to not wanting to be cheated on. But the thing you gotta realize about the subconscious mind is that the subconscious mind doesn't negate information. What do you mean, Coach Jay? Watch this. Don't think about a pink elephant. Whatever you do, do not think about a pink elephant. Look, I'm not playing. Don't think about a pink elephant. How many times did you think about a pink elephant? The subconscious mind doesn't know how not to. So you can't tell the subconscious mind stuff like, don't screw this up. If I go in there and I tell my girlfriend, I say, hey, baby, don't get mad. She gonna go, what did you do? Why are you telling me not to get mad? What you mean don't get mad? She gonna get mad on accident if I tell her not to get mad. You ever woke up in the middle of the night and you try to get a snack while everybody else in the house is asleep? And you telling yourself stuff like, don't make noise. And the subconscious mind going, don't make noise? Oh, sorry, I already did. And you're knocking over cups and you're slipping and falling and knocking down stuff that you've never knocked down before. But when you're telling the subconscious mind not to make noise, it's going to make noise. When you're telling yourself, don't screw this up, you're going to screw this up. When you give them a speech and you say, don't stumble over my words, guess what's going to happen? You're going to stumble over your words. Stop telling yourself what not to do. Get clear about what you want. Understand that knowing what you don't want is not the same thing as knowing what you want. Not wanting to be poor is not the same thing as having a burning desire to get rich. Not wanting to be poor is not the same thing as having a burning desire to have a thriving business. Not wanting to be poor is not the same thing as wanting to have money come in quicker than it leave. Not wanting to be poor is not the same thing as wanting to be able to pay your bills with ease. Not wanting to be poor is not the same thing as wanting to build a legacy and leave money for your children and your grandchildren. Get under the influence of what you want. Stop thinking about, talking about, watching TikToks about, writing in your journal about what you don't want. I'm going to say it again. Stop getting on the phone and talking to anybody who will listen about what you don't want. Stop finding other people who just as sad as you, just as miserable as you, just as stuck as you, and y'all getting on the phone having long conversations about what you don't want. What you're doing is hypnotizing each other. What you're doing is calibrating each other to what you don't want. I'm not saying don't vent. I'm not saying you got to hold it in. I'm saying release it and let it go. Energy in motion. That's what emotions are. Feel it, process it, let it go. Just because you got the right to be mad don't mean you got to stay mad. I need you to look at what you don't want, because it's clarity in what you don't want. You got to realize that what you don't is really a blessing in what you don't want. Oh man, my first marriage, I ain't gonna say it was horrible, but that because of that marriage, I know exactly what I want in a marriage now. That man, going through what I didn't want gave me a front row seat to what I did want. So I could stay upset at the situation, or I could go, what did I learn from this situation? What did this situation teach me? You gotta understand, there's no such thing as failure. It's all feedback. And once my ex-wife and I, we both learned from the marriage, we best friends now. Best friends. We get along amazing. But it took both of us getting under the influence of what we wanted. We had to get clear about what we wanted. Well, we got a child together. We want to co-parent this child respectfully. We want to be able to respect each other. We want to be able to carry on the conversation well enough to make sure our child's needs are. It took us getting clear about what we wanted, getting calibrated to what we wanted, and I'm going to give y'all the rest of the C's in a minute. Anybody got any questions about anything we've talked about thus far? Y'all done got me amped up in here. God, dog. Y'all done got me hot in here. I would take the sweatshirt off. I'm pretty sure I'm naked under here. It was cold when I started. Any questions at all? We good? So what's the first C? Pop quiz. What's the first C? What's the topic? Turn the thoughts into things you could be, do, have anything you desire. Your only limit is your own imagination. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. Stop trying to do stuff that you haven't thought about. That's the top. First C is clarity. Gold star. After we get clarity, and understand this about clarity. Clarity is not where you figure out how to do it. Clarity is not where you what if the death. What if this happened? What if this? Clarity is about where you figure out what you want. Not what society told you to want. Not what marketers and people who get paid off of selling you stuff told you should want. Not what culture says you should want. Not even what your mom and your dad and your spouse. What do you want? Clarity is your permission to be selfish and figure out what you want. Okay? Because when you're trying to think about what you want and you're under the influence with everybody else, we can work everybody else in later. Let's start the foundation with what you want. After clarity, what's step 2? What's step 2? After we get clear about what we want, appreciate the follow. After we get clear about what we want, what we do? What do we do after we get clear about what we want? Y'all don't know? Calibrate. There we go. Calibration is about putting your attention on it. Calibration is not about making it happen. Calibration is about focusing. You got to understand, your endocrine system, your nervous system, your hormonal system does not respond to reality. It responds to what you tell it about reality. Calibration is where you start telling your nervous system the story of your success. Calibration is where you start focusing your success. Calibration is what you do, what I call get under the influence of what you want. Okay? When you watch a sad movie, you don't got to try to get sad. If you calibrate to that sad movie, you're going to get sad all on your own. If you calibrate to a funny movie, you don't got to try to laugh. If you just calibrate to the funny movie, you're going to laugh all on your own. If you watching an erotic film and you calibrate to that erotic film, you don't got to try to get activated. You don't got to try to make your body respond a certain way. If you calibrate to it, your subconscious mind is all over it. If you get clear about what you want and you calibrate to what you want, you don't got to try to get excited. You don't got to try to get motivated. You don't got to try to get inspired. Good ideas going to start finding you. Business partners, customers, money, circumstances, situations gonna start finding you. And you keep calibrating, you keep putting your attention on it until you accidentally become confident. Third C, confidence. Confidence is when you calibrate on accident. And confidence is where the magic happens. You got to understand these first 3 C's are what I call the foundation of success. Clear, calibrated, confident. When you know what you want, you calibrate it to what you want. And you done calibrate it so much till you done became confident in what you want. That's a sweet spot. Because when you're confident in what you want, it don't matter what they say on CNN. When you're confident in what you want, it don't matter if it's 8 people in the room or 8,000 people in the room. You don't need a pat on the back to come on here and get in your bag. You clear, calibrated, and confident. I done had lives with nobody in the room. I did the live as if it was 1,000 people watching, uploaded the replay on YouTube, and the replay blew up on YouTube. But when you unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident, you feel like you're wasting your time if it's not enough people in the room. You feel like it's not working because ain't nobody patting you on the back. You feel like it's not working because you don't got 100,000 followers. You're trying to calibrate out there when you need to calibrate inwardly. Stop calibrating the people, because one thing you got to understand about people is people finicky. Hey, welcome to the live. People are finicky. Somebody will be your best friend, your biggest fan on Monday and hate you on Tuesday because you got something they want. Stop calibrating the people. Get clear about what you want. 1C. 2C. Calibrate to what you want. Keep calibrating until you accidentally go to 3C. Confidence. And that's where the magic happens. Give me the first 3 C's. We got to make sure we getting this. And I also need you to understand that understanding these 5 C's logically not going to change your life. You got to embody these 5 C's. You got to live these 5 C's. I'm going to tell y'all how I came up with this 5C strategy. About 9 years ago, I started getting jealous of my clients. You getting jealous of your clients? I was getting jealous of my clients because they were getting really, really good results. They were getting phenomenal results, and I was the common denominator. So I say, you know what? I'm going to put myself on my schedule. Every Wednesday, 9 a.m., I'm going to start coaching me. Every Wednesday, 9 a.m., I'm going to start hypnotizing me. Y'all not leaving me behind. But I ran into a problem. I didn't know how to turn my process inward. I knew how to turn it outward. I had been doing it for about a decade at that point. I knew how to turn it outward. I didn't know how to turn my process inward. So what I started doing is I started recording my sessions. And I would listen back to my sessions. And I realized there was 5 things that I always did, always in the same order. And I never went to step 1 until step 2 was done. Never went to step 3 until step 2 was done. First thing we always did is got clarity. I realized I couldn't help you get what you wanted until I knew what you wanted. And the problem I realized is most people came to me talking about what they didn't want. They never came with a solution. They always came about a problem. They came with clarity, but all of their clarity was in what they didn't want. Jay, I gotta quit smoking. I can't quit smoking. I can't keep smoking. These things are killing me. I don't want to smoke. Well, what do you want? I just told you. No, you didn't. You told me what you didn't want. What do you want? Well, my doctor said, I didn't ask you what your doctor said. What do you want? Well, my wife said, respectfully, I don't give a damn what your wife said. What do you want? Well, Jay, I got a little girl. She's 3 years old. One day she's going to get married. I want to be there to walk my baby girl down the aisle. I want to be healthy. I want to be energized. I want to be able to dance with my daughter at her wedding. And if I keep smoking these cigarettes, I'm not going to be able to do it. Ding, 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 ding. Now I got clarity about what you want. You're not motivated to quit smoking, but guess what you are motivated to do? Be at your daughter's wedding, be healthy, and be able to dance and move. You see the difference? It's hard to quit smoking when you're trying to quit smoking. It gets really easy to be smoking when you're trying to be at your daughter's wedding. Makes sense? That's what clarity is about. What do you want? A lot of times people tell me what they want, and we do this little thing called the 5. I want $1 million. Why? Because I want $1 million. Why? Because I want to be able to pay my bills. Why? Because I don't want to be homeless. Why? Because I like having a house. I like security. Oh, you want security. There we go. You're not motivated to go get the $1 million because the $1 million not. Why do you want the $1 million? What do you want the $1 million to achieve? Then from under that clarity, we get calibrated to what we want. Calibrate to what we want. Then we keep calibrating in our ability to have that. We keep calibrating in the fact that we're worthy of that. We deserve that. And as we calibrate, we're going to become confident in that. Okay? Now, after we become confident, it's time for step 4. Now, before I get y'all step 4, I need you to understand that step 4 is not step 1. A lot of people screw themselves up because they treat step 4 like step 1. And they trying to do stuff without clarity, calibration, and confidence. Step 4 is competence. Step 4 is where we start taking action. Step 4 is where we take action. But understand, we don't take action until we get clarity, calibration, and confidence. If you come to me and say, hey, Coach J, I want to lose 100 pounds, I'm not sending you to Planet Fitness tomorrow. I'm not telling you to stop eating carbs tomorrow. We're going to get clear about what you want. What size shirt you want to wear? What size jeans you want to wear? What size dress you going to wear? When you lose that weight, describe to me what your new swimsuit going to look like. We're going to get you clear about what you want. We're going to get you calibrated to what you want. We're going to keep calibrating until you become confident in what you want. Then I'm going to send you to Planet Fitness. Then I'm going to get you off the carbs. But you got to understand it's going to be so much easier for you to do the stuff necessary. I'm not saying that you don't got to do nothing. I'm saying let's get clear, let's get calibrated, let's get confident, and then go do the doing. Let's say 2 people in their 50s decide that they go back to school. One decide on Monday, enroll on Wednesday, and they in the next class smoking. One say, you know what? I've been out of school for a moment. I'm going to get mentally clear first. I'm going to get clear about why I'm going back to school. I'm going to take the time to convince myself that I'm a quick learner, that I retain things well. I'm going to take the time to shake off the rust. I'm going to start doing some crossword puzzles. I'm going to start reading. I'm going to convince myself. I'm going to do the work of convincing myself that I'm a quick learner. I'm going to do the work of convincing myself that I catch things the first time. I'm going to do the work of convincing myself that I'm a good test taker. Which one of these people you think finna go to school and have the better result? Which one of these people you think got the greater chance of dropping out? The one that got clear, calibrated, and confident first, or the one that's like, all right, let's do it? I'm not saying that you can't never date again after your divorce. I'm saying get clear, get calibrated, get confident, and then go date. I'm not saying that you don't got to build a website and you don't got to build a business plan and you don't got to go to Toastmasters and network. I'm saying get clear, get calibrated, get clear, get calibrated, get confident, and then go to the networking event. Because when you're at a networking event and you unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident, I don't want to do business with you. I don't want to work with you. I don't want to talk to you. And you might be an honest person, but you feel like a liar. Because when he asked you what you did, you said you was an entrepreneur. But when I asked you what you did, you said you were a veteran. You told her you writing a book. You told her you a motivational speaker. You unclear, you uncalibrated, you unconfident, so you feel untrustworthy. You feel like somebody I don't want to do business with. And when you're unclear, uncalibrated, and untrustworthy, you stand like you unclear, uncalibrated, and untrustworthy. Your tone says unclear, uncalibrated, untrustworthy. Your eye contact says unclear, uncalibrated, untrustworthy. So get clear about what you want. Calibrate to what you want. Keep calibrating until you become confident in what you want. And when you become confident in what you want, you don't got to ask yourself stuff about, am I standing correct? What does my posture look like? What is my tone? Where do I put my hands? The subconscious mind going to take care of all of that for you because you know what you want, you calibrate to what you want, and you're confident that you can have it. Is this making sense? I know you tried. Well, they didn't talk to me. They didn't do it because I was black. That might be true, but I'm going to issue you a challenge. Get clear, get calibrated, get confident, and take your black ass back over there and watch what happens. They didn't do it because I was a female. Get clear, get calibrated, get confident, take your female body back over there and watch what happens. When you clear, calibrated, and confident, people who don't even like you will do business with you because they see that you can get them a result that can't nobody else get them. When you clear, calibrated, and confident, and you get out of your own head, you'll be surprised at the tables you end up with a seat at. You'll be surprised at the numbers that end up in your contact list. Sometimes I just scroll through my phone. I'm amazed at some of the numbers that's in my contact list. This little black boy from the projects with no daddy. Some of the numbers in that phone. Some of the people on that client list. But it took getting clear, calibrated, and confident. And I didn't get calibrated to where I had been. I got calibrated to where I was going. I didn't need to work on being confident to where I had been. I've been there, had a front row seat to it. I didn't have to keep replaying that in my head. What I did have to keep replaying in my head is this place that I had never been before. I didn't have to calibrate to where I've been. I was there. I did have to get calibrated to where I was going. I didn't have to calibrate to the projects. I spent 18 years in the projects. I didn't have to calibrate to not enough money. I had spent a lot of time in not enough money. But what I did have to calibrate to It's gated communities. What I did have to calibrate to is sitting at tables across from people with PhDs. What I did have to calibrate to is thinking big. What I did have to calibrate to is charging my worth. Stop calibrating to where you been. You good and calibrated to it. You got to start calibrating to where you want to go. You got to start putting your attention on where you want to go. You got to start focusing on where you want to go. Where the mind goes, the body follows. If you want to be successful, send your mind to successful. If you want to be wealthy, send your mind to wealthy. If you want to be healthy, send your mind to healthy. Where the mind goes, the body follows. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. The Bible say you have not because you ask not. The Bible says, seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. Ask and it is given. But if you don't know what you want, you don't know what door to knock on, you don't know what questions to ask, you don't know where to seek, figure out what you want and start putting your attention on it. Understand, you don't ask with your mouth, you ask with your focus. You ask with your energy, you ask with your attention. I love the way my daughter asks for things. People who watch me all the time, you probably tired of hearing this story, I don't care. But the way my daughter asks me for things, Riley would come here and say, Daddy, I just saw this dollhouse on TV, and when I get it, I'm gonna put it right beside my other dollhouse, Daddy. And 5 of my Barbies gonna stay in my old dollhouse, and 7 of my Barbies, they gonna stay in the new one, Daddy, because it's way bigger. It has an elevator, Daddy. It has a swimming pool. I take one look at my little excited princess. I see this big smile on her face, and I go, my baby building subdivisions in her bedroom. Her mama going, Jay, she don't need another doll. I don't care about what she need. You didn't see the look on her face. Baby, what is dollhouse? Is this dollhouse at Target? Is this dollhouse at Amazon? Is this dollhouse at Walmart? Where is this dollhouse at, baby? Because my baby is getting this dollhouse. But imagine if that same little girl walked up to this same daddy and went, Daddy, my old dollhouse is stupid. It's too small and my Barbies can't fit in it. I don't like it. I've had it for 3 years. I don't want it anymore. I need a new one. You think I would still have that same type of energy around getting her that dollhouse? You think I would still have that same enthusiasm around getting her that dollhouse? Absolutely not, because now you sound like a brat. Now you sound ungrateful. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to say, Riley, you sound bored. How about you go clean your room? Now you're finna get some chores. Now you're finna get some work to do because you sound like an ungrateful brat. You see the difference in being under the influence of what you want and the difference in being under the influence of what you don't want? When my daughter is under the influence of what she wants, when my daughter is calibrated to what she wants, she know I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it right beside my other dollhouse. 7 of my Barbies going to live in my new dollhouse. Daddy, he got a pool. Daddy, he got an elevator. Not only is she finna get a dollhouse, she finna get the furniture to go with her dollhouse. She finna get some extra Barbie. She finna get the accessories with the dollhouse because she's under the influence of what she wants. I want to bless you when you're under the influence of what you want. I can't say no to you when you're under the influence of what you want. So when you go to that job interview, but you're under the influence of the job that you can't stand, you're under the influence of the boss that you can't stand, they ask you questions like, well, why are you leaving your other company? Because they don't appreciate me and yada, 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 yada. Okay, well, don't call us. We'll call you. We're not bringing that energy into our healthy culture. Only place that's going to hire you while you're under the influence of that is other places with an equally shitty culture. When you back in the dating pool after your divorce, but you still hate men, you still hate women, you still bitter about what happened. Not saying that you hate men, but you still bitter about what happened. You still feel mistreated. Somebody says, so what do you look for in a relationship? I tell you what I'm not going for. Whoa. Don't worry about a second. Make sense? You got to get from under the influence of what you don't want. When you under the influence of what you don't want, you're not a vibrational match for what you would like to have. Before I started this live, I could not find my tripod. I broke my tripod, but I didn't break it to the point where I couldn't use it, but it's broken. I need a new one. And I was getting upset because I couldn't find my tripod. And the crazy thing is, the harder I couldn't find my tripod, the more I couldn't find my tripod. And I was looking for my tripod, but I can't find my tripod because I can't find my tripod. You ever been looking for your phone while you're on it or looking for your sunglasses while they're on your head? I couldn't find my tripod because I was under the influence of not being able to find my tripod. You know what happened? I said, forget it. I just go live on my iPad and set my iPad up. As I sat down and got from under the influence of not being able to find my tripod, I had an idea. I got this clip. I got this lamp. That tripod was broke anyway. It was going to keep falling while I was trying to stream. Let me take this little clip that I got and clip it onto this lamp that I got. And now I got my lighting and my tripod in one. A good idea was waiting on me to get from under the influence of not being able to find my tripod and I didn't even get under the idea of finding my tripod. I got to a neutral spot. Let me tell you something. You are pure positive energy focused in a human body. Good ideas are always waiting on you. Sometimes we pinch them off and we can't reach them. But understand, the good idea not hide from us. We just pinching it off. We just turn our back on it. It's like everything that's unwanted is really an optical illusion. There's no such thing as darkness. Darkness is the absence of light. You can't create darkness. You can block light, but you can't create darkness. It ain't a switch you can flip in your house to add darkness. It's a switch that you can flip that resists light, but it's not a switch that you can flip and black smoke come into the room create darkness. Is not real. It's the absence of light. Sickness is not real. It's the absence of health. You don't gotta chase out the sickness. You gotta allow the health to flow in. Somebody asked a question. Let me scroll up. Do you have a video of all the 2-letter frames that you have shown us? We got a community. In our community, we got courses, we got workshops. We meet every Thursday and we talk about these things in depth. And I do like real deep group coaching on Thursdays. So if you're interested in joining us there, get you a golden ticket. The golden tickets are in my bio, or you can go to iCoachBosses.com. And that's where you get access to all the resources, all the courses, and you get to come to our Thursday meetings on Zoom and join us there, as well as what else you get? The TikTok replays and my YouTube replays and the hypnosis audio playlist. You get a lot of stuff. But is this stuff making sense? You got to get from under the influence of what you don't want. Stop thinking about what you don't want. Stop getting on the phone talking about what you don't want, because all of that is calibrated. Do I have the frames? Like, do I sell these frames? Is that what you're asking me? What's up, Emmanuel? How you doing? No, I don't sell the frames. We could. We definitely could, but no, I don't. I'd have to do the work of finding a vendor to make them a lot cheaper than what I paid to have them made. Because at what I paid to have them made, I would have to charge them to you. I would have to sell them to you for a price that's not even logical to make it make sense. But if I did a little bit of research and found somebody to make them wholesale and we sold them and we can get it to a price that makes sense, that's possible. It's in the back of my mind. We'll put some thought into it. We'll see, can we figure it out? Because you probably like the third or fourth person who done asked about purchasing those. So we understanding the power of getting clear about what we want. After we get clear about what we want, we have to calibrate to what we want. After we calibrate to what we want, if we just keep calibrating, for sure, we're going to accidentally become confident in what we want. Okay? Once we become confident, it's time for competence. I keep thinking of stories. The other day, we got a new community that we're building. We're actually accepting applications for it right now. If we got any coaches in here and you're interested. But other day, I was getting clarity about what I want. We got a new community that we call in Coach's Corner. I was getting clarity about what I wanted Coach's Corner to be. Coach's Corner is a community for coaches, and we're helping them to grow their coaching business. We're not teaching them how to coach. They know how to coach. But a lot of times people get into coaching because they have good hearts. They want to help people, but they don't understand the business of coaching. They don't understand how to build a customer database. They don't understand CRMs. They don't understand funnels. They don't understand value ladders. So we're building a community to teach people those things. We're building a community to teach people how to add AI into their coaching business, teach people how to build the proper systems to build a thriving coaching business. So I'm getting clarity about what I want. Firstly, I'm not figuring out how to do it. I'm not what if. I'm getting clear about what I want. I want to build a community to teach coaches not how to coach, but teach them how to grow thriving practices. Teach them how to get return customers. Teach them how to build courses. Teach them how to build communities. Teach them how to speak from a stage. Teach them how to get clients on accident. Teach them how to be their own biggest lead magnet. I want to teach coaches how to thrive. And as I'm getting clarity about what I want, I'm calibrating because I'm getting in my imagination and I'm seeing the Zoom room with the people in it. I'm seeing the classroom in the community. I'm seeing the chat in the community. I'm seeing it take shape. As I'm seeing it take shape, the logo found me. Something inside of me say, yo, it's called Coach's Corner. What if you made the sign like a street corner and made that the logo? I'm sitting here meditating. I'm sitting here getting clarity. I'm sitting here calibrating. And the logo found me. I wasn't sitting down, scratching my head, trying to build a logo. I'm trying to find the one without the wallpaper. It looks so much better without that background on it. Oh, well, I don't see it. But I wasn't sitting there, scratching my head, stomping my feet, trying to develop a logo. I was sitting down, thinking about the pieces that I had, thinking about what I wanted, thinking about the people it was going to help. I was, in my imagination, visualizing the community, getting calibrated to what I want. As I was calibrating to what I want, the golden ticket is amazing, isn't it? As I was calibrating to what I want. Oh, and if y'all not following the Manifestation Consultant, that's my business partner. Y'all follow her. And if you're enjoying this content, you're going to love her content too. You'll say something, Nikki, so I can pin it. But as I was sitting there thinking about the pieces that we already had, as I was sitting there wrapping my mind around what we already had, the logo just whoop, popped up. There we go. The logo popped into my mind. After the logo popped in my mind, it didn't take very long to sit at my computer and turn that thought into a thing. But understand, I was sitting there. Wasn't sitting there wrecking my brain for a logo. In fact, Nikki and I had talked about the logo probably 2 or 3 days before that. And we were saying, like, we don't know what direction to go with. I don't know if we want to go like corporate. I don't know if we want to go like a spiritual / mystical look. We were talking about it, but we kind of put it out there. We let it be known, yo, we got a desire for a logo. 2 or 3 days later, the logo found me. I was saying we had some stuff and it was like, yeah, it's in the direction, but it's not what we want. Because we've been talking about Coach's Corner for months now. We do all right. Between me, ChatGPT, and Canva, we figure it out. But we have been talking about Coach's Corner for a while now. So I knew the feeling of Coach's Corner. I knew the energy of Coach's Corner. What I did is I went side with the energy of Coach's Corner. I went side with the piece that we had and got in a resistant free state. That's what you got to do. You got to get in that resistant free state because you don't got access to your best ideas when you're stressing yourself in the fight or flight. Like when you go into fight or flight, what you're doing is you're cutting off your mammalian brain, that frontal lobe, that front 40% of the brain that's really good at solving problems. You're cutting that off and you're going back there in that reptilian brain. You're thinking like a dinosaur trying to build a business. Dinosaurs don't know nothing about business. You got to come out of that part of the brain and get back up here. But in order to do that, you got to come out of fight or flight. So as we were relaxing, as we got clear about what we want, as we calibrated to what we wanted, and as we became confident in what we wanted, the competence, that's why competence is step 4. That's why taking action is step 4. Because by the time it came time to start doing, the actions were flowing through me. I wasn't full of resistance, doing something I never did before, doing something I don't know how to do. Oh man, this is going to be hard. We already got dreams in action. We already got this. I got my thing. I wasn't under the influence of what I didn't want. I was under the influence of what I wanted. And when I got under the influence of what I wanted and became confident in the flow of that, the logos started finding me. And then sent Nikki a picture of the logo. And I believe this was this Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day? What day did you see the logo? It wasn't Christmas. It must have been Thanksgiving. It was some day. Nikki saw the logo and the logo activated something in her. She got up and started working. She said, well, hey, you just sent me a logo. Apparently you're in front of your computer. When you get a chance, let me know what you think about this. Get in there. She got the courses lined out. She got the whole outline there. She's got a lot of the stuff that I didn't want to do, already did. But that's what clarity, calibration, and confidence looks like before you take action. Stop trying to do stuff that you haven't thought about. Nikki and I was talking about this the other day, man. The more successful we get, the more momentum we pick up, we realizing that it's 80% thinking, 20% doing. Is 80% getting an image in, what do I want? What do I want the end result to be? Figure out what you want the end result to be. Get excited about the end result. Keep your eyes closed for as long as you got to keep them closed so you can see that end result. Think about it, man. When you pray, you close your eyes. When you meditate, you close your eyes. If you come to me to get hypnotized, I'm going to tell you to close your eyes. Why? Because we are attempting to create something that doesn't physically exist yet. And in order to create it, I need you to take your eyes off of what is. Because keep focusing on what is going to keep you stuck. Focusing on what is going to keep you frustrated. Focusing on what is, it's not going to put you where you want to be. Right? So if you want to create something else, take your attention off of what is and say, well, let me get clear about what I want. I have not because I ask not. Ask and it is given. I can't ask until I know what I want. Isn't it logical to get clear about what I want? Nikki and I was talking about our kids' Christmas list and the detail that they have on these Christmas lists. No, Daddy, not just any iPad. I want this. I want this iPad. Thank you, Nikki. No, she got a sneakerhead at her house. Not just any pair of shoes. I want this specific pair of shoes. I don't. You don't want to send me to the store just and say get some Jordans. Come and get you the Jordans I want to get you. The Jordans that I want to get you ain't gonna be $240. Appreciate you. But these kids were giving us these lists. They had exactly what it didn't say some shoes. It didn't say some money. You understand what I'm saying? My girlfriend, she didn't want a slushy machine. She want that Ninja slushy machine. Makes sense? Like she didn't say, hey, go get me a slushy machine because I'm gonna come back with the $29.99 blender from Walmart. She know if she want to get what she want, you better spell it out for me. Cause I can know you talking about the $400 and I'm still gonna come back with the 41. You better spell it out for me. What do you want? We ain't even used it yet. It's still in the box. It's still in the box. But does that make sense? You can't get what you want until you know what you want. I told her she better open it because I'm gonna sell it. People still trying real hard to get them. I'm gonna sell it and double my money. Oh man, I'm gonna sell it and double my money. But does that make sense? Y'all with me? You can't get what you want till you know what you want. Do I got any coaches in here? What my coaches at? What my coaches at? What my people who have made it their life work to help people get unstuck? I don't care if you're a fitness coach. I don't care if you're a mindset coach. I don't care if you're a manifestation coach. What's up, D? D is in Dreams in Action. I know D. What's up, Austin? That's the only coach I got in here. I know there's some more coaches in here. Because I know the coaches like to hang out in here because as coaches, we got to refill our cups. So I know some coaches in here refilling their cup because you've been feeding into other people all week. There we go. Hey, Laura, how you doing? Coach Laura in the business. What more the coaches at? These are the coaches we got. Sierra, there we go. Guys, we got a brand new community launching February 1. Coaches. We got a brand new community launching February 1 called Coaches Corner. We taking applications right now. Coaches Corner, I'm not going to lie, Nikki and I are being picky. We're being selective. We're working with the people we want to work with. We're working in the people who we believe in. We're working in the people who we want to take, who we see have the potential to take things to another level. We got the application process open right now. If you want to apply for a slot in Coaches Corner, I coach my friends, but they don't listen. You ain't charging. People don't appreciate free shit. People do not appreciate free shit. You got put a price tag on it. Watch how quick they start listening. Start charging them for your time. At least make them take you out to dinner. At least make them buy you a drink. Start charging them and watch how quickly they start applying what you tell them. I'm telling you, top shelf. You was telling me you just graduated from a coaching program. Don't underprice yourself. But this type of stuff we're gonna be teaching y'all in Coach's Corner. But Coach's Corner is for people who want to make more money with less work. Okay? You want to spend more time coaching, less time marketing. You want to spend more time coaching, less time selling, and you want to learn how to sell your coaching on accident. You want to start playing more and working less. You want to start getting paid to play Coach's Corners for people who want to learn how to do that. If any of that sounds good to you, go ahead and fill out your application. Go to the link in my bio, and you're going to see a link that says apply for Coach's Corner, I believe it say. Let me see. Is this other phone charged up? I don't want to lie to y'all. So let me tell you exactly what it say. Let me see. But you can either go to the link in my bio or you can go to iCoachBosses.com. And when you go to iCoachBosses.com, all right, you're going to know you're in the right spot if you see that handsome face at the top. If you don't see that spot, you took a wrong turn somewhere. But you're going to scroll down and you're going to see that and you're going to see apply for Coach's Corner. Click on that button and apply for Coach's Corner. Get in there. Get in there, get in there, get in there. And also, 5C, not 5C, the golden ticket is on that same page. If you've been in here for a while, I ain't turned this phone on in about a week, and all these notifications are coming through now. But if you've been in here for a while and you was going through the 5Cs with us and you was enjoying that, you got to go on there and get you that golden ticket. Okay? The golden ticket is your key to our weekly workshops where we're doing group coaching, and we're not doing it on TikTok. We're doing it on Zoom. The Zoom room is better than the TikTok because on Zoom, you can unmute and ask questions. On Zoom, I can share my screen. I can draw on my iPad. I can really explain things, and you get access to our classroom. You get access to the modules. And if you're thinking about joining Coach's Corner and getting you a golden ticket, the golden ticket is included in Coach's Corner, and you get Nikki's course as well. And Nikki's course is the complete identity shift. So if you a coach and you got to be a coach to get in Coach's Corner. So if you a coach and you get in all of them, oh man, you're getting about $1,500 worth of stuff for a price that we'll discuss after you apply. But it's a hookup, man. Anybody got any questions about anything we've talked about, guys? I need you to understand that successful people aren't special. Successful people have processes that work. We definitely win in D. We definitely win in D. And even if you're not a coach, but you're an entrepreneur and you want to join our entrepreneur community, we got a community called DNA. Is that separate from this? There is some overlap. Is Nikki still in here? Cause I don't know. Nikki got a lot of things. Nikki got some stuff. So I don't know which one of your things you're talking about. And I don't want to misspeak. So I'm gonna let Nikki answer that. But if you are already in complete identity shift, I'll talk to her about Coach's Corner if you already got the complete identity shift. And I don't want to misspeak because I don't know the ins and out. Nikki be coming out with stuff so quick I can't keep up. Yeah, but if you're talking about the identity shift, there is some overlap. And y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all will be able to work that out. Same thing with people who already got my 5C program, or if you already invested in the golden ticket. If you did become a member of Coach's Corner, we can work that out because the golden ticket is included with Coach's Corner. What's going on, Coach Key? What industries do you guys coach in? What type of coaches are y'all? But everybody should be in Dreams in Action. It ain't no reason not to be in Dreams in Action, man. Go ahead and apply. You can get your Dreams in Action from that same link as well. iCoachBosses.com. That'll take you there. Everything, everywhere. Mindset. So, oh yeah, so you right on par with me. What's up, colleague? I'm a firm believer that every problem is a thinking problem. I've been doing this for a long time, and I have yet to see a problem that a new mindset wouldn't fix. I don't care if you want to make more money. I don't care if you want your body to look different. I don't care if you want your marriage to run different. I don't care if you want a different parenting relationship with your children. Think different. Every problem is a thinking problem. What's up, Markel? What's going on, Jada? How you doing? Every problem is a thinking problem. And I really hate it for people when I see people trying to do things that they haven't yet thought about. I feel sorry for people when I see people trying to do things that they haven't yet wrapped their mind around. If you can't think it, you can't do it. Now, the flip side of it is if you can think it, you can do it. And I say this every day because it's true. If you think about it long enough and hard enough, you'll do it on accident. You will do it on accident if you put your mind on it hard enough and long enough. You got to think about it in a way that bring up emotion in you. But if you get to feeling different, man, you will kick into action. You will kick into action. What's going on, Ms. Williams? Anybody got any questions about the 5 C's, about Coach's Corner, about anything, really? Anything that's even kind of sort of overlaps with what we've been talking about? Let me know. Our next meeting is on Thursday. If I'm not traveling, I should be sitting still on Thursday. But if not, I would just push it back to Friday or Saturday morning. But our next meeting should be on Thursday. I got to take a good look at my calendar and make sure I'm going to be sitting still. But our next meeting is on Thursday as it stands. We'll be on Zoom 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you haven't got your golden ticket, get that by Thursday so you can come to the Zoom meeting. And if you think we do some teaching on here, you ain't seen teaching yet. You ain't seen us unpack this thing yet. We done merely scratched the surface of this 5C program. And if you want access to the courses and the modules and those different things, then you got to get you a golden ticket. How many of y'all is your first time here? Your first time kicking it with us? What's going on, Kingdom Currency? How you doing? I like that name. Yeah, how many of y'all is your first time here kicking it with us? And if you haven't already, hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. All y'all been here before? I guess so. Hey, thanks for the touts. Thanks for the touts. What's going on, Evolving? How you doing? What is up? What is up? What is up? Well, y'all, I'm finna get ready to land. I'm finna get ready to land the plane. All right. So if you haven't hit that follow button, if you haven't turned on those notifications, go ahead and do that. I'll see y'all later, man. Remember, if you could think it, you can do it. Can't think it, can't do it. But I'll be on here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I just try to skip a whole week. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So I'll be in the office tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure I'll end up making some time to come live in between sessions or something. Love y'all. I will see y'all later. Go to iCoachBosses.com. If you're a coach and you want to get in Coach's Corner, apply. Even if you don't want to get in Coach's Corner, get you a golden ticket so you can get to come to all the dope stuff we're doing. Because 2025, oh man, it's taking off. Love y'all.